First up, though, I'm proudly standing now on Wurundjeri land, and I'd like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people, the traditional owners and custodians on the land in which I dream and sleep. And, oh, like the haircut, Donny. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce Donny, who manages PCYC, which is just around the corner from our office. He's an exciting and excited, dedicated and passionate community leader. He started at PCYC as a volunteer. He's seen the hard edge of life, and he's right there for the young people that he works with. And you can find him at one of the largest high-rise housing estates with his basketball in hand, or running the music program, or leading a Duke of Edinburgh trip to New Zealand. We hold Donny, and indeed the organisation, in the highest regard, and we proudly support them in many ways. Most important for us is that they involve the young people that they work with in all aspects of what they do. And Donny, perhaps welcome everybody, and welcome Donny, but perhaps you could share a little bit about PCYC and the numbers of young people that you work with.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to give a big shout out to Olive Johnson, who started the club about 72 years ago. So big shout out to Olive. Without you, we wouldn't be here right now. And it's all from a bunch of kids stealing apricots from a tree that she said, come in my backyard, I'll make you some orange juice or some cordial and some sandwiches. You can play cricket in my backyard. And then from that, she started a youth club for young people. And then that grew and it grew and it grew and it grew. And then she got this place here in St Kilda about 46 years ago. She got this land here, and then it grew from there. So from just having a few youth coming in for a club, there were some basketball programs happening. They created a small gym. They had a bit of boxing going on. They had their Friday night youth activities, lots of little mini camps here and there. And then from there it grew. So right now we've got 160 people on our youth register, all young people that
160 was that?
Yeah, there's 160 youth registered on our youth list, young people aged from 10 till 19 years old. They're part of 14 different youth programs we offer, and all of those youth programs are free of charge. Not one of them do they need to pay for. So, and that's because because we're a not-for-profit, so we've got to make sure that whatever income comes through the gym, because that's our social enterprise, is a gymnasium and a boxing hall. Whatever comes in through that goes back into the young people, back into the programs. So we've got 14 programs, from leadership programs to the MAC program, which is our signature program, which goes out to a few housing estates each week, to girls groups, to homework clubs, to holiday programs. So we've got boxing classes twice a week, Witness the Fitness, Tuesday Vibes music program. So there's 14 programs that we run all year long. Some are seasonal, some are weekly, and I've got the pleasure of being a part of that. So yeah, I love it.
That's great, Donny. And can you share a couple of stories about the young people that you work with?
Yeah, I've got 3 that I wanted to focus on, but maybe we'll focus on 2. One is Natasha, who is in the office with us right now. Tash, quick wave. Quick wave over here.
Hi, Tash.
So Tash, okay, so I've known Tash for maybe over 6 years. When she was about 13, 14, she was coming along to all the MAC programs. She went on to our youth committee. She went through all the Duke of Ed programs. So I've known her since she was a young person, and then through those programs, we were always hanging out and catching up. And then at about 18, she wanted to leave home. So we've got a rooming house 2 doors down, which accommodates about eight young people at the moment. We're trying to build on that. But yeah, so she was living in our rooming house, and then our old operations manager, Chloe Dixon, the champion, got got Natasha onto reception, working on reception at the gym. So so then Natasha got the skills up for the admin, learning how to do front of house. And then as Chloe moved on to a new role, she brought Natasha in. And now Natasha's full-time with us. She does all the admin. She helps me with everything. So anytime I'm like, Tash, I need something, it's like, yes, Donny, what is it? So she's always there for me. She's fantastic. And now she's moved, transitioned out of the rooming house. She's living in private rental accommodation, and she's kicking massive goals. So it's Tash is like what we're all about. It's what we're all about. They start on the program. They come through, they start, getting involved in some work, and then, and that now she's full-time. It's a beautiful story, and that's what it's all about. So, and I've got plenty more stories like
He's a stunning musician.
Oh, beautiful.
As well.
So,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. And Donny, do you want to share just one other story of a young person?
Yeah. Let's go with Carl Karama. Now, maybe I shouldn't say his whole name. We'll just call him Carl K. So Carl has been coming to the youth programs, the Paran Mac. He was grew up at the housing estates there. He was getting involved twice a week, playing basketball, soccer, hanging out, listening to music, fresh fruit, and good mentors. That's what the MAC program's all about, a weekly mentoring, recreation program, so that young people from housing estates get consistent, fair, and caring, fun but fair and caring youth workers to connect with. So through that program, Carl got involved more and more with us on the Duke of Ed programs, helping out with videos, because he's an amazing photographer, videographer. So was helping us out with that sort of stuff. And then Carl also needed to leave for his own reasons. He had some issues going on, so he needed to leave home and moved into our rooming house. So Tash and Carl were living together in the rooming house there for a while. And now Carl is works on reception. He's gone and found himself some really good housing. He was here yesterday working hard and helping. So he's another success story. And that's what it's all about. So the kids that come through the program that end up working for us are the ones that are most relatable, connect the best with young people. And that's what's so important. If you've got them on your team, the other kids have people to look up to, and it raises the bar.
It must have been a huge hit for the kids when presumably you had to stop the programs in the housing estates? Were you able to?
Yeah, we had to stop on March 23rd, I think it was. We had to stop. Massive hit. I mean, each week, twice a week, we were going down to Paran Flats. We're going down each Monday to the Port Melbourne housing estates down there. We had another program lined up, ready to go at the Park Towers housing estate. DHHS had funded it for 6 months, ready to go, and everything just went on pause. So there's been massive issues going on in many of the housing estates throughout lockdown. A massive hit. They took a massive hit. So we were able to continue running. We were able to continue running online stuff. So we would do online boxing, online Tuesday Vibes music program.
Oh, great.
We could do online girls group, things like that, which are through like Instagram Live is massive. Facebook Live is usually an older cohort, but if we sort of tapped into Instagram Live, and that's where we could really connect, and that's where kids would be texting back going, "Hey, it's me, it's Liam, I'm here. What's going on, guys?" So while you're running the program, you got these kids going, "Oh, Donny, what are you doing, dude?" And you're like trying to run the program and messaging, and it was actually really quite fun. So we were able to continue those. I mean, you could do Instagram Live for about half an hour, 40 minutes, and then it's a bit draining because you got to keep talking. You're just like, but we're doing that weekly. So that kept us connected. And we only started last week. We started MAC program back at Paran Flats. You know, it was hard to get the kids back. We got like 2, then 6, and then we had 12 on Saturday. So finally, it's coming back.
Right. So you've been sort of managed okay during COVID. Obviously, shattering to have to close your doors.
Oh yeah, it's shattering. Yeah, 100%. It's shattering. I mean, we've you know, okay, we've you know, you have to ride the wave, but it hasn't been fun. It hasn't been fun for a lot of the families. You know, I'm really close with one of the families, single mum, 4 kids at the, you know, one of the estates. She's a legend. We get on really well, and yeah, I'd touch base with her every 2 weeks. We'd have a chat on the phone, how the kids going. The kids would jump on, but they were struggling. You know, 5 of them in a 3-bedroom, you know, apartment in the flats. Not going anywhere. Kids not at school. She had a tough time.
Really?
Oh, poor thing. Yeah. So it's finally starting to open up again, and those the kids from that family will be coming to our Tuesday Vibes program, and they're messaging, Donny, when are you opening? We can't wait. So we open on Monday, coming 23rd. We'll open. So
do keep in touch with us, won't you, about families like that as well, because we've got dozens of volunteers who've been just terrific about going and picking up essential items and dropping them off quietly to people, because we know how helpful it's been, especially for the kids sometimes, something to distract them, things to play with.
Oh yeah, you had a couple of really nice donors from Igniting Change. They were coming here giving us heaps of stuff, and I was handballing it across. So yeah, that was huge help. Yep.
Well, let us know if you need more. The office is full of chocolates at the moment, and fresh fruit. Paran Market have been unbelievably generous. Anyway, but now tell us about your music program. We love the music program. How's it going?
Yeah, well, we wouldn't have it without you guys coming down and supporting. So yeah, I mean, maybe 4 years ago, I had a dream of creating a music studio in here in the youth room. As you can see, we've got a couple of guitars, and that's the mic booth, and we got a studio. So through Igniting Change's generosity, we're able to create a studio and a program along with it. So you can't just have a studio; you got to have a weekly program to drive it, and that is called the Tuesday Vibes program. So we've got a basketball court right next to us. So we usually, the way we run it is we've got a couple of kids recording. We've got a DJ set up, so you get a couple of kids learning how to mix songs and DJ, and then you got a few kids playing basketball, soccer, sport, and then we rotate. So everyone gets a go. They're every Tuesday from about 5 till 6:37. So that's going to come back really soon. We've got a great producer, hip hop producer, who he recorded Amy Shark's big hit back, you know, when she won her big aria. So he knows what he's doing. Great. And he gets to mentor our young people. And it's, you know, there's you know, from acoustic to hip hop to pop music, he can do it all. So having him on board, he drives the music, then another youth worker drives the basketball, the sport, then the volunteers help out. They chop fruit, hang out. It's so that's the vibe. That's the type of vibe.
I should have asked you. We should have paid a little bit of Tash, because her voice is just so beautiful.
Yeah, we could have. She could have got her voice ready for today, but I don't think she's ready right now.
Another day.
You're not ready to sing a song right now? No.
Oh, she's there. Okay. Tash, you sing beautifully. Right. Donny, the house next door, it's obviously, I mean, it's incredible to have the rooms that you have in the house. Can you tell us a little bit about how it operates?
Yeah, cool. So the house at the moment is divided into sort of 2 sections. There's the back area, which we manage, like I manage, the 2 young people living in the back there. So they've got it's nothing flash. They share an outdoor toilet, which is not fantastic, but we're
going to fix that up soon, aren't we?
Yes.
There's some conversations going on about that. Yeah.
Wonderful. So so the 2 boys are Sam and Benji living at the back there. They've got a wonderful pod that they really enjoy with a kitchen area, so they share that as well. So yeah, I manage those boys, and they're great. And Benji works for us, and he also lives there. And then in the front of the house, we've got an MOU with Salvation Army Crisis Centre down the road in Upton Street. They provide caseworkers for each young person with a support program to help them. What's it called? A journey to independence. Right. So that teaches them cooking skills, bit of gardening skills, because we've got a lovely garden at the front there that your family, Kate Kloss, has just supported and brought that back to life for us. So we got a nice edible garden in the front, so the kids get to grow, eat from there. They all have caseworkers. We've got a really good internet installed there, so they're all happy. They've been on their internet all through lockdown, and we've had some nice donors bringing big plates of like pasta bakes and bologneses and lasagnas, and shove that in the fridge, and they munch that up within a couple of days. So so those young people are aged between 18 to 25. They need to leave by the time they're 25, and during that time, it's all about transitioning into next stage accommodation, next stage independence. And most of the kids in that house have pretty much lived on the street, couch surfed, just wasn't safe for them at home. And they went into the crisis centre for at least 2 weeks before they got into the PCYC rooming house. So so that's how that's going at the moment.
That's great. And you mentioned volunteers just now. Do you use them? Do you need more?
Yeah, so we always need more volunteers. The tricky thing, Jane, with volunteers is getting the right ones. And it's wonderful when people want to give, they want to help, but if it's not the right fit, it just won't work. So for example, I'm super keen on volunteers for example, Mac program or Tuesday Vibes or Girls Group, but you've got to be able to relate. You've got to be relatable. So you've got to, maybe be able to talk about, current young people's music, for example. Have a good sense of humor. If the kids relate with you and you're relatable, then it'll work. You also need to be consistent. Some people fly in, they want to volunteer. They're there for 1 or 2 weeks, and then they're away for a month, and then you lose that connection. You need people that are willing to volunteer for 2 hours every week or 2 or 3 hours every fortnight. They're consistent faces. They create relationships, meaningful relationships with young people, and then the kids will ask for them. Oh, where's Jono? Where's Jono? Why isn't Jono here? We want Jono. And you got a good worker if the kids are asking for it.
Yeah, totally. Talking of the kids and the young people you work with, what if you could wave a magic wand? What would you change for them right now? What are the top 3 things that you think would make a real difference to kids?
Yeah. I was thinking about this magic wand. If I had that magic wand, and I was really thinking what really needs to change is breaking that cycle, the cycle of trauma, the cycle of living in the housing estate, not being able to break out of that cycle. And I guess a lot of these young people's parents carry trauma from their childhood, and they're just reflecting that back onto their kids. So if I could wave a magic wand, it would be to the parents. It would be to the parents that are damaged, that aren't coping, that have got their own inner demons that they reflect onto their kids, and then they create themselves. Then you've got the next kid doing the same thing. They were bashed, they were treated crap, they were spoken to like down here, no time, no caring, no love, because the parents have got so much trauma and their own demons to deal with. So the magic wand would be to go and get rid of all the parents' trauma and teach them how to be more caring and loving to themselves, so that they can reflect that onto their kids.
Wow. And if you could wave it again?
Oh, if I could wave it again, I didn't think about that one, but if I could wave it again, it would be, I mean, housing estates aren't a nice place to live, and most of our kids live in them. There's, changing the way housing estates work. When you shove a group of people into an area that's, it's congested with drugs and violence and traumatized, damaged people, and you put them all in a group together, it just incites violence and anger. We got to maybe look at a new way of dealing with housing estates, a new way of not just congesting, just shoving a bunch of people with the same issues together and telling them, all right, go for it, you got a place to live. But I don't know, we got to find a new way of doing it to break the cycle.
So right. And let's hope with the news from yesterday and the investment in social housing, and I know actually there are a couple of architects on this call, let's hope we get some really thoughtful, exciting designs going. And a little plug for Donny, for those of you who might be on the call, it would be really good for them to come and consult with you. I mean, how good would that be? I mean, it's all about, isn't it, consulting with the people who are experiencing the issues. That's the way we're going to really, I believe, and Igniting Change believes, drive that change. Have to remember that one. So, Donny, have you got a wish list at the moment for PCYC and the people that you work with?
Yeah. So
you might.
I have these mini dreams that come up once in a while. That my dream a while back was the music studio, and you guys helped it become a reality. And it's just a wonderful place, free of charge recording studio for young people. It's just boom, I love it. The next dream I had was a little coffee window where we employ young people from our programs and teach them how to be a barista, teach them, how to do hospitality and service. And if we could do a little mini coffee window juice bar, then we could have, one adult on there with a barista, and then train the kids up through the program, give them a leg up. And now that's starting to become a reality. So we've got the old kitchen downstairs, the old staff kitchen downstairs. We've bashed a hole through into the driveway there. So we're going to create a little coffee window for the public to come and get a juice or a coffee. So the wish list would be to help us out with fitting it out. We do need some fridges, some a mini freezer. We need to look at how we're going to get a coffee machine and those an industrial juicer, and Boost Juice have those, the really good ones. The blender, they're like $1,600 for those good ones. So getting some, getting some stuff to fit it out with, so that we can we can get it up and running. But the space is there, the window's getting put in, so now we've got to try and fit it out and make that work. So anything towards that would be great. And then the other big one is we've got a Mac van. So we've had the same Mac van for about 12 years, and it is on its sort of last legs.
I love that van.
It's a wonderful van, but it really needs to be replaced. So we did do a campaign to raise money to get a new van, but we're about 15% there. We still need some more funding. We want to get a 12-seater automatic minivan, so we can do our youth programs. All our MAC program needs a minivan. It's out on the street pretty much every day except Sunday. So we really need help towards getting this van, and we need it by early Feb. So I'm not sure how that's going to happen, but there's a wish list, and if anyone would wanted to help towards that, we could put a big fat logo on it, like your logo on the bus or something. But so they're the two big wish list items, and if anyone can help support with that, that would be super amazing. And I'll give you a big hug.
Well, what we'll do is, because we're coming to the end now, Donny, thank you. It's been great. We just love what you do. We love how you do it, and we're right here. And we'll certainly look at the wish list and see how we might be able to support it. And I can already see that people will be wanting to support you as well. So we'll send that out with an email in a minute to people and other people who visited you. And yeah, let's try and visit you in person soon with the team. And thank you again for all you do. Say hi to Christine and really appreciate you hopping on. I know.
Thanks so much for having me, Jane. Always good to see you. Okay.
Good.
Thanks, everyone. Catch
Bye.
ya. Bye.
Bye.